G'day. Today I'm just going to go through a relatively simple tutorial to explain how to compare date fields in Adobe LiveCycle using JavaScript. The script that I'm using could potentially be taken out of this and used in other bits of Adobe. However, the example I'm using is inside LiveCycle, hence the title of this tutorial. I might later use Pro and redo it as a Pro tutorial, Adobe Pro tutorial as well. But for the moment, let's get into it. All right. There may be times when you need a script that's able to compare date fields to work out which date is earlier between the two of them. This simple form that I've created has two different fields for inputting dates, so two date fields and a text box. The text box is only there to display the actual output-answer of the comparison. So it's purely there as a visual output for us. So let's have a look at the script. And as per usual, I'll copy the script verbatim into the comments on the video. So if you have a look at the comments below, you'll see the script. And that way, feel free to cut and paste, put it wherever you need. All right, so opening up the scripting part. The script for these events has been put on the exit for the date field. So this checks when you exit the date fields and it'll run through the check as we see. Okay, so it goes through a number of different bits. So the first part, and the same script is on both date fields, so it's doing the same comparison between them. That way it doesn't matter which one you update first or second, it'll run the script across it and confirm which one is earlier, later, or if the dates are indeed the same. All right, so the first part of this draws the value out of the two date fields. So that's all this first part is up here. Let me actually, just to make it more friendly, let me comment that now. Get date field values. All right, next bit is to convert those values by reading the substrings and the elements of those substrings into years, months, and days. So that's what each of these ones do. And then they multiply out the years, months, and days to give a value. Now note, I've used the value of 30 for the months for both of these. It's not actually a big one. Where this would be more important is if you were trying to work out exactly how many days there are until a certain event happened, then you may run into a little bit more trouble. But for this script, which purely compares which one's earlier or later, it's not a biggie whether you use 30 or a more exact figure. Anyway, so I do this for the first one, put it into a variable date1, do the same again, looking at the substring and the elements of the substring, pull that out. And what this does is this basically says the year is written as YYY, so 4 numbers. Then the month, so the first 4 are the year. Next 2 are the month, and then the date gives you all of the elements of the substring. Put it all together and you've got the 2 dates. Once you've done that, very simply compares it. First bit works out whether the first date's earlier. Next bit if they're the same, and then lastly if they're not. First one's not earlier and they're not the same, then the second one's earlier. All right, that's what the script looks like. Let's just run it. Here you go. So this is all that comes up. Let's pick the 1st of January, 1st of January for both of them, and the dates are the same. 31st for the second one, second date's earlier, and if we go back to the 2nd of January, you'll see the first date's earlier. Like I said, because we're just comparing the dates rather than working out how many days exactly there are between the two of them, this will work for this bit. As always, if you like the video, like, subscribe, and once again, as per always, if there's bits inside JavaScript, LiveCycle, C, or other stuff that you want to see me get to, because my plan is to make a bunch of tutorials based on the different programs that I have experience with. Hit me up with a comment or an email, and I'll put whatever you guys want at the top of my list. Well, thank you and have a good day.